Come on in.
Hey, Addie.
Hey, Mackenzie.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. So here is my business card.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Use it if after this meeting you have any comments, questions, concerns. I don't want you to feel like you can't reach out to me.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you.
Yes, so first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I really do appreciate it because I know that your time is valuable. I mean, you're a busy woman.
A little bit of an understatement.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But seriously, I do appreciate it. And because you are a busy woman, I want to keep it brief, get to the point.
And I appreciate that, so.
Yeah, so just to clarify, we do have 20 minutes for this interview.
A little leeway, too, if you need it.
Perfect. And is there any other colleague that you wanted to bring into this meeting?
No, just me. I'm the only one you need to be speaking with right now.
Okay, great. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the agenda.
Okay.
And what I would like to do first, if it's okay with you, is go over certain questions that can give me a more holistic understanding of your business.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Great. So then after I ask those questions, get a better understanding, see if, you and I are a good fit or our businesses are a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go over with you what Salesforce has to offer.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
Perfect. Then let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, so Eloise,
Mm-hmm.
I talked to her.
I love her.
And she mentioned that she is. She's super nice. I really enjoyed my conversation with her.
I always do.
Yes. But anyway, she mentioned that your customers are a mix of consumers and dealers. She said that on the sales side, you mostly dealt with dealers.
Yeah.
And then on the marketing side was more of your direct-to-consumer initiative.
Yeah, she got that right.
Okay, great. So then I have a question for you.
Sure.
How often do these departments collaborate on goals or share information?
Quite often. I mean, you can't get stuff done alone. It's a community. Everyone has to work together. And with that in mind, sales, they take analytics from the marketing department and what they find to help secure their new prospects. So that part's really important, mentioning sales and marketing. And we want to put our product into retail stores that would be a good fit. We're not trying to sell to Lowe's or Macy's necessarily. And to do that, we need to know as much as possible. So, and that comes out through those department communication.
Right, so seeing who your target audience is and then targeting different businesses that represent that target audience.
Having them talk is huge, but that's just one example.
I completely understand. Okay, so she also stated that you were not able to track growth and collaborate.
That's true.
With your customer relations on your current CRM.
That's unfortunately very true. It's a little outdated if I'm going to pick a word to describe it. Ideally we do want to be able to track that growth. That's super important for us to be able to prioritize, the most important activities we need to be doing, taking into account our most profitable businesses, and most important clients. So that's a huge part. Yeah, so this kind of goes back to what we briefly talked about at the alumni game day event, when we talked about your new role as IT Associate Director. Congratulations again. And you mentioned that Yeti. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. So you mentioned that Yeti is experiencing a tremendous amount of growth driven by increased customer demands and also that your sales team is growing rapidly because of this. I know Eloise's point of view, but I would like to get a further understanding of yours. Sure. More elaborate than what we talked about at that event. That makes sense.
Can you explain to me why you believe your CRM system is unequipped to keep up with your growth?
It basically doesn't really do all the things we need it to do efficiently. We need a system that can, track our sales force and track our team to know what they're doing all the time.
Right.
We need that single point of contact to ensure that our departments are communicating well enough so that we can identify our most important clients. And with that, to ensure growth, we need to know what's going on with our growth. So we need to be able to monitor it, and any place that needs help, I want to know about it.
It's essential.
And
Yeah, and I think actually all those, most vital to really knowing what's going on is having our sales rep be able to work on their phones.
Right.
Because they're not here. They're all over the country, even outside of the U.S. So to be able to do work from your phone and not need a laptop is super important. It could really help with efficiency.
Right, definitely. Do you mind if I take note of that really quick?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
feel free.
Perfect.
Go for it.
So everything you just stated, how do you think this affects your business?
A lot. It's just, it doesn't live up to our standards. We can't maximize our potential, and that's really huge to us. Time is lost on a lot of things with that lack of communication. They have to take the time to get the information together and compile it and send it over. We have duplicate contacts all across the board. And like I said,
which is an issue when you're trying to collaborate.
Exactly, and it takes time to fix those errors because eventually, we're not just going to let those build up. We have to fix them, and that takes time. And then, like I said, being able to work from anywhere is really important to
key.
potential.
Yeah. I see that definitely. And so, what you're saying is lost time and a disconnect with collaboration is something that your current CRM isn't doing efficiently.
Exactly. They're kind of tied together too.
Right.
But yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. Are you importing contacts manually right now, or importing orders? And
I was hoping you didn't have to ask that. Yeah, we are.
You are? Okay.
Unfortunately.
Do you know how much time approximately a salesperson
too much
takes to input those orders? If you could ballpark it, just give me
From what I understand and know and what I'm told, about at least 8 minutes, but no more than 12 or so.
How do you feel about that time frame?
I don't want it. I don't want there to be a time frame.
Right.
To be as small as possible. Double digits just isn't acceptable.
Okay, so it takes about 8 to 12 minutes to complete an order. 10 minutes on average. How many orders a day do you guys do? Or does each salesperson do?
I'd say 15 to 20.
15 to 20?
15 being a bad day.
Okay. So 15 is the conservative number.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that one and
start low.
Start low. So you do 15 orders a day, right? They take about 10 minutes on average to do. That's 2.5 hours per day of inputting orders, which translates to 12 and a half hours per week. 12 hours a week.
That's just a whole half day.
Yeah, that is, exactly. That's a whole half day. That's a very big chunk of time. And you can even go bigger and say that's 650 hours a year.
Do we have to go there?
Yeah. That's a lot of time. And time is a resource.
Lot of time.
Time is a resource. You definitely want
resource.
to use your resources efficiently. And, you're paying your employees a salary. And, time is also a cost. And so you want to make sure your costs are efficient.
Yeah. And right now it doesn't really...
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours that seem to be wasted.
Right. I was also looking at your 6 core values.
Okay.
And my research for the meeting. Yeah.
That's the first thing they taught me.
Okay. So, if that's the first thing they taught you, how often do you compare your strategy with those core values, and which ones do you find more important when you're looking at sales improvements?
Generally, all of them, but if I had to choose off the top of my head, I guess I would say the last 4, prioritizing so that we can influence as much as we can and, really impact people to the best possible way. Also, urgency is a big one, and being responsive. One of our big things is customer service. So having that feeling, being able to have our customers feel that we have, we're going that extra mile to reach them is super important. And then finally, just no one can get anything done by themselves. So
okay, yeah, that makes so much sense. What do you think would happen if you strayed away from those? Clearly you built those into your business model for a reason. What type of impact would it have if you didn't utilize those or advance those to the best of their potential?
Mostly negative. I think that's
yeah,
that's an easy answer. Very counterproductive. It's not really going to get us anywhere. And eventually probably just set us back.
Right. I mean, they are the
they're
pillars of your organization.
Like you said, Yeti was built upon those, so they're very fundamental. And if we don't work with those, then it's not going to work.
Definitely. I mean, that makes so much sense, and I really do think we're on the same page here in terms of what your problems are, and then how we could solve those problems and alleviate some of those issues that you mentioned.
Okay.
Provide benefits to you that really help you grow your company and make more efficient use of your time.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to hear about them.
Okay, great. So let's go over kind of what we talked about. I know the first thing that we mentioned was interdependent communication. Okay, so you feel as though your communication between departments, between sales representatives is a little bit disconnected, and largely that has to do with your CRM database. So with Salesforce on the cloud, all the information can be accessed from any device 24/7.
Awesome.
So what that allows is for a sales representative to go and input that information in real time so that they can collaborate with other members more efficiently and in a way that is productive.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, they're very scattered, so
right,
really
right.
important.
And I mean, with this system too, everything is very visible. So everyone can see kind of what is happening in the company and where you are in your sales process.
Okay.
Which is key because you can also track, you can specify an amount of money to a certain stage in the process.
Oh, really?
And see how you're growing. So you can track your growth, which is another thing you mentioned that you wanted to be able to do, track your growth. And this tracks your growth in a monetized way, which we found that our customers really like and use, and it's helpful to them.
Yeah, being able to track our growth, like considering how much we have grown so far, it would be great to stay ahead of that.
And I mean, it also tracks like your concerns too. So where you're not growing, you can see where you're not growing and maybe change your strategy or do something to make areas of non-growth areas of growth, which is very, very cool.
Very productive.
Yeah, very productive, very efficient. Another thing you mentioned, which I touched on briefly, is being able to provide a mobile-enabled solution. So if a sales representative is out on the field, they're remote, they can access our program from their phone, which is really cool because that way, things are getting inputted into the database in real time. Yeah. Which you did mention that was one of your core needs, and
needing to wait for the office, the work days to come back was
definitely. And I mean, I also think that these tie into those core values that you were talking about. I mean, your core value of urgency. When there's less collaboration, it's harder to get to your customers and your clients on time.
Yeah, it definitely takes more time.
It takes more time, and you want to get to them quick. Another thing is responsiveness and going the extra mile, and a key feature that I do want to mention because it does help with client interaction and establishing deeper relationships is we have ability on our program for Salesforce to kind of look at who your clients are, figure out what their industry is, and send you news related to that specific industry.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
So, for example, like you have a client, Trader Joe's, let's just say that, like something's going on in the grocery store industry, and you know about it. So you can call them up and say, hey, like, I heard this is happening. What can we do to help? How can, have that conversation with them so they know that you genuinely care, which then establishes deeper relationships, which is very, very key in sales. Yeah, sales is nowadays all about relationships.
I always say that that's what they spend the most time on is keeping those relationships up more so, which surprised me, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, another core value that I think our program definitely enhances is the idea that no one succeeds alone. I mean, you need all the departments in an organization in order to further your business. Like, you can't go anywhere if people don't work together. So you need that inner collaboration and that
communication is super
right.
important.
And you need all the info in one place so that anyone can see it and it's easily accessible. You know, and
just having it all together, like our CMR system right now, CRM system, it's so scattered. So just that alone would be huge.
And this is an updated sales system. I mean, it's modern and it grows with you.
Okay,
so
awesome.
The thing is, it tracks what your business looks like and where it's going, and it updates accordingly, which is something that's great because then you don't have to go through the stress of finding a new CRM database once that one gets. Exactly. So I've gone over what I needed to go over with you. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We're pretty clear about those things.
Right.
We got our problems pretty well written down. But yeah, no, I think that this could work out really well, and I'm really excited to bring it to my supervisor.
Great.
Honestly.
I would really like it if we could sit down with all those people involved in making the decision to implement a new CRM database.
Yeah, I would even love to get some more, further information on exactly how this all works and have you show everyone just exactly how to use it.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Can we set a date?
Yeah, what about, as soon as possible, but like next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, okay. Let me look at my calendar. 12?
Yeah.
Noon lunch. Okay, great. I will send you a calendar invite for that date, and I'm very excited to work with you guys.
This worked out really well.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I'm so glad that we ended up meeting at that tailgate.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
what are the chances?
Thank you so much. See you again. Have a great afternoon.
You too.